big up, big up, big up. Welcome to Liberal 12th Man Show after an absolutely high intensity, high drama, everything you could ask for in a game. Shout out to Courtois. That guy is absolutely a incredible keeper. He seems to always step it up an extra level against us. And not saying he's not good on other occasions, but yeah, man, this is what we do. This is what we do. We're keeping it back and interesting. Let's make November a month to remember. How about that? And we started off right by getting some big wins. One against Real Madrid, our vetted and definitely our most hated European foe in the league, or in Europe at least, in Europe. And then in the league now, we're going to be going up against one of our most hated, we call them a rival because we're always going up against them for the title in City. But we had a lot to talk about today, a lot to talk about, a lot to get over, a lot to get into as well. We got Lee with us today. We might have a few other heads joining us. But shout out, the most important thing is that we already got a crew of people jumping in to say what is good. Those of us that recognize that this guy right here, I don't know if you can see my finger there, but like going up on right next to that trophy. He's got his eyes on that trophy, I think. My guy, Macca, big up. And shout out to JK, by the way, who predicted that Macca would get the party started today. Patting the badge. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We waited for this one. A proper European night under the lights. Trent Alexander-Arnold back at the place he once called home, now in the white of Real Madrid. And let's be honest, no one in this stadium forgot by the likes of it, because you could hear the more than audible boos over the applause that he got for his announcement back into the game off the bench. From the vandalized mural to the near deafening boos, when his name was read out today, this was personal for a lot of measures, for a lot of people. It was cathartic in a sense. This was Liverpool sending a message of, not only we'll never forget, but amid all that noise, our Reds answered back the only way that matters, which is a performance with a fight and with a statement victory today. Arnie Slot, shout out to him because he got things right today by putting out a squad aside that absolutely looked like they were ready to fight and give it their all. We defeated Real Madrid, obviously 1-0 today, and it felt like more than 3 points today. It felt like closure on this Trent Alexander book. It felt like maybe the fact that this last turn in this bend of curves that we have on this S turn is coming ahead of us with the game against City. But with 2 straight wins now, after losing so many games, but having 2 straight wins against 2 very formidable teams, you got to be on cloud 9. I understand we all might be a little bit holding something in, or holding a little bit back because we want to stay calm, we want to stay measured. But geez, let's hear about it. Big up Dakota B. Big up Dakota. What up, my Capri Sun? Definitely. Big up. We got to get, like I said, Dakota, we are getting you a kit. We're gonna have to figure out on getting you a kit. I'm gonna get you like a nice little kit, and we're gonna get a name on the back. Which number and which name will I be getting on for Dakota? Just playing with you, Dakota. Big up. Hope that you're well, by the way. Hope that you're well. long time, and definitely appreciate seeing you. Big up to everyone out there. Big up, Trap Show, Redbird, Lee Wizkid, Red Armchair Supporter, Hi Lore. Let's see who else chimed in. Make sure I say that before we can get into Bonkers. Shout out to you. Redbird, Philly, Liverpool FC. I think I said everyone that chimed in. Lee, how you feeling, my brother? How you feeling, my Red?
Excellent, mate. It's the perfect way to go into the game at the Etihad or the Empty-Had. 2 clean sheets. Yes, we could have had a couple more goals, but the win was the important thing, wasn't it? We got the 3 points. Got the all-important morale-boosting victory. But yeah, 2 clean sheets in a row against 2 awkward opponents. Yes, we were at home, but that takes us into the Man City game in the best of shape for me, having 2 clean sheets, because we look very far away from getting clean sheets in the games before that. Now we look sort of back to where we were, more or less in that way. You know, a lot of the time when you're defending and trying to keep a clean sheet, especially against teams as good as Madrid, it's about positioning, isn't it? And players being in the right position, adopting the right positioning, making sure that you can't be broke on easily. And that's what we saw tonight. And hopefully we'll pull a number on City as well come Sunday. And we get an extra night's rest, get an extra day's rest, don't we? Because they're playing tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm in a great mood about it all. It's really cheered me up.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's tough to really not be excited, you know. And if anything, it's about the fact that not only did we win the game today, it's the fact that there were some players that absolutely stepped up. And I mean stepped up. It's going to be a difficult one to pick player of the match in this game. I know some might give it to Dom. Some might give it to Macca for the goal. I thought both our fullbacks played phenomenal today, by the way. I don't know. Rasta Crab might give the game ball to Robbo. Who knows? But you know, we might also. You could also give a concerted shout to Ibu. Played absolutely incredible today. Obviously, I'm thinking. Yeah, Mo played well. Mo stepped it up. There were times when like there were some people out there that were like disappointed in Mo, and Mo wasn't necessarily like he is sometimes in certain games. He's like not present to the level that you want to see Mohamed Salah. But I thought he was active. I thought he was like, you know, he was spirited on the ball. He didn't it didn't tune out at any point really in the game, really. He got something on. Yeah, Robbo rolled back the years today. He did. He was hustling on the left. I mean, he was putting in tackles. He had a really, really, very, very, very fine touch of a tackle against Guler in the box, and that could have been ugly, but it ended up working out for us. Who else would you say was really, really on point today? I think, tell me who, let's just do man of the match. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to put this here. Put your selection below. All right. Man of the match, please do. Put your selection below this so I can see who you guys had as your man of the match. Who was your man of the match? Who was your man of the match?
For me, it's a toss-up between Bradley and Sobbo. But Sobbo was brilliant again tonight in midfield. He made Courtois work a few times, didn't he? I thought Hugo was good, in the bits of action that he had. He did his best, to keep it up their end of the field. And I thought they all had a good game. Most of them had good games tonight. Like, there's a lot of good games, but I probably will give it to Bradley because Sobo's got a lot of man of the match awards in this season so far. So I'll probably give it to Bradley because I'm hoping that will, ignite his season. So I think there's a couple of people have been moaning about him, saying, "Oh, you've not been that good." But he's another one, who's struggled a little bit with fitness at times. I thought Mac was somewhere near to his best as well, wasn't he? He looked good tonight. He looked more like the Mac that we know and love, and the Mac that we need, the Mac that we'll need on Sunday. Yeah, then he got Bradlerized.
I like that. That was good. That's really good. Yes. Recognize, definitely. Playing like he is trying to bring out some points. My guy was Bradley today. I think that the fact that he absolutely took out Vinicius Jr. from the game, frustrated Vinny, had some excellent tackles, some really well-timed tackles today. I thought was just phenomenal for a player. And I would even go far as this. You can say yes, you could say yes, or you could say who you want as your right back, but maybe even with maybe today we saw Bradley solidify himself as the first choice right back for our team.
Yeah, it was nice for a change. Like, he was on the whole match, wasn't he? We didn't see Dom go back there for a change, which was nice. Because, Mac needed someone, I think, with his card, didn't he? Like, I anticipated him going off because he got that card. But pretty much everything worked out fine tonight, apart from maybe because I've had a couple more goals. But, Courtois is such a great goalie, isn't he? He makes really great saves, especially that one from Dom where he spread himself, and used his leg, put his thigh up high to block it. That was a great save, that one.
Yeah.
Everyone expected the net to bulge, didn't they? And it was no reflection on Dom. He did everything right in that position. Like, he's just been unlucky that Courtois is such a good goalie. But he's not such a good goalie that we didn't get the points.
People are saying that, at least Crab is saying that Bradley is poor in the Prem, so maybe he's got to do more for him, I guess, to get him solidified as our right back. I'm just saying that, look, Bradley had an excellent game against Villa. It's not like Bradley didn't play well against Villa. He did. He's had back-to-back very, very solid displays, two clean sheets, obviously, but he's played very well in both of those games. And I just don't think that – I'm just trying to get across that, like, it will take – it's this right back spot has been anything but, solidified or anything but assured to be someone's spot. Hey, I can tell you this much. Lee heard it himself, too, on the interview. Dominic Szoboszlai was asked about where he wants to play. And he was saying maybe a little deeper, maybe more central a little bit than what he's playing currently. He's playing currently the 10 for our team, but maybe he could play a little bit deeper. And maybe I think he might enjoy to play a pivot role, maybe, I think that is what he was saying, then have to play the 10 role. And he also said this, and Lee, again, can back me up. He is not a right back. He does not want to play right back. For all those people that want to stick him in as our right back, that he's got a future at our right back, he's always meant to be our right back. He said it today. He has no interest in playing right back. He wants to play central. He wants to play in the midfield, and he wants to do his work there. Not interested. He mentioned about the fact that he did the right back because he had to, not because he wanted to. And you can back me up, right? Am I wrong? Or am I right saying that, Lee?
No, that's what he was saying. He said, where he prefers to play, like, didn't he? And that was good to hear from him, because we prefer him to play in midfield, don't we?
Yeah.
It sounds like he does like playing a little bit deeper.
Yep.
Doesn't he? He doesn't mind that role.
Right. And that's why I was very, very happy. I was very, very happy to see him say that. I think today, for a lot of people as well, it was personal. I'm glad that people did take it that way, because you know what? There was a lot of intensity going into this game, a lot of necessary feelings and emotions that had to be expelled in this game. It was about rediscovering our identity. Today we pressed. How about that? How about our team looked alive? We looked intent on bringing the pain. I was super, super happy to see the fact that we were relentless in some of our challenges. We were relentless on our pursuit of the ball. There was a period of play, especially I think around that first half, where we got a bunch of those corners. There was a point where I was like, we're going to score here. We need to score here. We have to score here. We just had them on the back foot, and they were happy to get out of the first half with a 0-0 draw, I think. Would you agree or you disagree on that one, Lee? I think Lee's getting a cup of tea.
No, I thought that was one of the good points of the game tonight. That we were good at, good at defending corners. We took some good corners as well. We just looked much better all over the pitch, didn't we, tonight? Everything came off tonight, really, like the sort of performance we were all hoping for leading up to the City game. I know some people were saying, we could have got away with a draw and that the City game is more important to win, but we have to go into the City game with confidence, don't we? And we'll do that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we got two goals out of the Villa game. We got obviously a goal today out of this game. However, I think this game was a better mark for trying to, reference or pinpoint where we're at in our development, where we're at in our search to be quote unquote back. Speaking of back, let's talk about this. The return of Trent was today, from hero to heckled. Let's talk about the return of the prodigal Scouser, Trent Alexander-Arnold, the boy from West Derby, who wants to find the modern Liverpool fullback. His first steps back onto the Anfield pitch in a Real Madrid shirt were surreal. A few claps, but mainly and mostly boos that echoed throughout the stands. I think that's the price of leaving home for the Bernabeu. It's something that he had to recognize would have been the case, and also it is a shame that that's the situation that it is at hand, because you want to be able to live your life the way that you want to live it, but it means more, Trent. It means more. And you know what? I actually thought Trent handled it with class. I'll give him that. He didn't give the crowd the bird or something, or anything like that, which is great to see. He didn't rise to the crowd. He looked uncomfortable. I think that's well said. But who wouldn't look uncomfortable when people that you called family and friends are now all of a sudden booing your presence? The truth is tonight, I think what was so fantastic was that it had been billed as being the return of Trent, and this game had nothing to do about Trent.
No.
Nothing to do about Trent at all. And it was all about Liverpool proving that that no one is bigger than the crest, and about proving the fact that, you know what? That's the bed you chose. Now you got to lie in it. So, do you think it was right for the fans to boo Trent tonight, or should they have been a touch more, I guess, respectful for his years?
No, it's not something I'd do personally. But I respect people's right if they feel that strongly that they have to do that. I thought maybe that it had all been done already, and that it would be a little bit less loud. But some people just can't forgive him because we were on. See, like when McManaman left, like we were a crap team then when he left for Real Madrid, on a free. And Trent leaving on a free when we were doing really well. And as champions, a lot of people were thinking, well, why is he leaving? Why is he leaving? And, I was amongst them. When I first found out he was leaving, I was like, God, we can't even keep hold of our own homegrown players. But, I quickly got over that. And you have to in football. You can't carry that around with you forever, can you? Your disappointment. And I thought he handled it well. He was prepared for it, didn't he? You could see that, he was prepared for it. I was pleased that he got a good send-off, though, last season after initially being booed when the news came out that he was definitely leaving. I was glad that he got that good send-off. I think it was the day we won the league versus Spurs, and he was in tears, like, with his family because he did get a good send-off. And then again on the final day when we lifted the trophy up and that, it's the same thing. So he knows there's still people here who, you just need a bit of time. I think some people just need a bit of time. But he knows it's not everyone, who's cocky about it.
Well, then, I'll ask you this then. Has his move to Real Madrid changed your perception of him permanently? Or is forgiveness still possible down the line somewhere for him? I'm asking that to you and to the chat. Please tell me. For Trent Alexander-Arnold, has his move to Real Madrid changed your perception of him permanently, or is forgiveness still possible down the line?
No, because at the same time as saying, oh, why is he leaving us when we're champions and we're in such a good place? At the same time as saying that, we are champions and we are in a good place. So you've just got to look at it from that angle, that we're in a good place, and him leaving isn't like, the death knell for us, is it, as a side, Him leaving, we miss him a bit, like, and he was a major part of our creative play while he was here. But, players come and go. They always have done, they always will do. He's not the last player who's going to leave his hometown club for Real Madrid or Barcelona or, insert club here. It happens in football and you've just got to get over it, really. There will be some people who'll never get over it. Like, there'll be some people who'll be booing him in 10 years' time if he came back. But I think there'll be fewer in number with each visit. That's if he ever does visit again in a Real Madrid shirt, The way the Champions League is now.
How about not even a Real Madrid shirt? How about you just this Wednesday? I mean, his family is still, I would assume have some type of residency somewhere in, within the area of the city, right? He still has family back here. I mean, just visiting in general. He's got to come back for England games,
Yeah, I think when he comes back, he's bound to run into fans who'll be nice to him, you know what I mean? Who'll say, look, I was disappointed you left, but that was your choice, it was your decision. It was up to you to do so. It's your career, it's a short career, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a handful of people who probably hold it against them forever, and that's their right to do so if they really want to. Me, it's not really part of my thing, booing our players or our ex-players, unless they've done something truly hideous, like signing for Man United, which he hasn't done. You know, because for me as well, he's out of sight, out of mind as well now at Madrid.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, he's not in the Premier League, is he? And of all clubs that you would forgive somebody for wanting to join, they would be the one, I would say, out of all.
I don't know about that one. Out of all clubs for him wanting him to join, or if he wanted to join, it would have to be a club that we don't have a solid history with. At least that's for me.
Well, it seems to me like I think his decision was made when Klopp announced he was leaving.
Yeah,
I think it came into his head then, and he probably thought to himself, "Will we be as strong a team under the new manager?" Because we had no idea who the new manager was going to be.
Still, I mean, I think he even though Klopp left, he still stayed for another year. Klopp left. The team that Klopp left, Slot took on to win a title with. Then I'm sure the brass probably told him, we're going to spend pretty heavily in this upcoming summer to make sure that we can try to retain this title. And he still said, hasta la vista. That hurts. I mean, to me, I'll never forget what he gave us, but you can't overlook he left us, man. I mean, that's football. I get it. Love and loyalty mixed with heartbreak. It's what it is, you know. But tonight, Anfield, I think, spoke loud and clear, and that's where it lies with when it comes to the man formerly known as number 66 for us, you know. So let's talk about this guy, though. Let's talk about our number 10. And let's talk about even Courtois. Let's talk about Derek Courtois' masterclass today, too, because let's be honest. What a battle this was. Real Madrid dominated possession. They had 61% of the ball, but it was Liverpool who owned the game today. Our press was sharp. Our defense was resolute. Our midfield finally clicked. I think our midfield was fantastic. Our midfield looked like the midfield of old. Dustin's been talking about going back to the basics, or going back to what got us through last year, which is having a midfield of Dom, the midfield of Mac Allister and Gravenberch. That midfield was to the level of what we remember them in our title running campaign last year. And then when that moment came, and it finally did, it was Alexis Mac Allister, the player that's been really, really spoken of harshly. Some of the criticism absolutely on point. Not going to dispute that. Mac Allister has not played to the level that we normally see him play. He's not been at the level. He's been a step slow, it seems like, and the likes. But I'll tell you this: ever since he stepped up and was fighting back in that, I think it was the Villa game, right, where he got choked out practically. You know, when the guy put his hands on his neck. Mm-hmm. And he stood up and he was ready to give it back. Even though the guy was like a whole foot taller than him, he was still not going to get bullied. Ever since that moment, I'm like, something's clicked with Mac Allister. Mac Allister just said, you know, if it's not going to be my form and fitness and everything, it's going to be all simpatico. I'm going to give I'm going to give that the brawl, the brunt and brawl of it all. And he's been absolutely resolute with it. He had a brave header, unstoppable power behind it, by the way. I mean, that was what we wanted to see all the entire game. I was telling Lee when we're watching, I'm like, we need a header like we saw in the Frankfurt game. It could have been either Ibu or it could have been VVD. Obviously, it was Mac Allister, but I mean, we needed someone to give us a header the way that they did in that Frankfurt game. And the ball finally crashed past Courtois, and Anfield erupted like it was Istanbul all over tonight. And it was awesome. Shout out again, like I said, or not shout out, but at least respect due to Courtois. He was heroic, and I mean, make no mistake, he had 9 saves tonight. 9 saves, and there was more than what you probably count on your hand that should have been probably goals. Whether it was Dom's, whether it was VVD's header. I mean, there were some really, really good opportunities. Even the Mohamed Salah, he didn't get. I don't think he got credit for that save because I think that went off the player. But the Cody Gakpo save that he had, that could have been the nail in the coffin for them. Absolutely incredible. Constant pressure. Yeah, Mac Allister broke through finally. This guy, I don't know what it is about when Courtois plays against Liverpool, but he is a thorn in our side when it comes to trying to get that ball into the net behind him. But what can I say, Liverpool fans? We are. I'll speak it softly so that I don't go too overboard. But dare I say, mentality monsters? Maybe is that going too far? Is that going too far, Lee?
Maybe we're not quite there yet, being back to that, but we're in that vicinity. We're definitely in the area.
If we get this win against this Sunday, if we get this win against City, I'll say that term. I'll say that loud. I'll say that loudly. How about that?
Yeah, if we can get 3 wins on the spin against an Emery side, Real Madrid, and then away to Man City, that'll be great. Sadly, then we'll have the break, won't we, to interrupt us after the City game.
Yeah, I hate those breaks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then like last season, we'll be coming back from the break to the Forest game, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the one we lost, the only game we lost last season before we won the title, wasn't it? The Forest game. Yeah. And obviously they've improved a bit, like under Dyche, haven't they? Like they've gone a little bit back to basics, so a bit back to what Nuno was doing. Because Ange just didn't look like the right man for that job.
Got them their win against a Newcastle squad that most people probably would have picked to have beaten West Ham. But today, match stats recap: we had 17 shots, people. 17 shots to their 8. We had 9 on target. They had 2. Our XG was 2.58. Theirs was 0.45. Big chances was 4. They had 1. And I think the big chance that's probably referencing is the Mbappe opportunity, which I was holding my breath for. I was thankful to see that go wide, because I'd say 8 out of 10 times he's hitting that right through the back of the net. Possession, like I said earlier, they had the ball more than us. 39% is what we possessed the ball. They had 61% possession today. However, it doesn't matter who has the ball when it comes to possession. It matters more so what you do with the ball when you do have possession. I thought there could have been a couple of possible red cards in this game, but we have 4 yellow cards called on them. We only had 1. That was on Mac Allister, and it was rightfully so. He had to do what he had to do to make sure it was a tactical yellow card, Yeah. I'm going to ask you this really quickly. Did you think that was did you tell me in the chat? And I'm going to I'll write down the question for you. I'll type out the question. Hold on. This is the question I have for you. Do you think that was a pen? Do you think, having seen what happened with us with the VVD, that was also mentioned too, by the way, with VVD, apparently fouling the guy on the line as he's coming out the box. and there wasn't any definitive angle of the foul, the reported foul that I would say yes, it's on the line. That's a foul. Blah blah blah. But they still gave it. They want the VAR. They still gave it. Do you think it was a foul or a penalty today? Do you think it was a handball?
Purely from the point of view of what happened with Virgil at Brentford, and the commentators mentioned, didn't they, on the commentary that it's been given in Champions League games, this where it's been given as a free kick, and then they look at it again and see it's in. He went ahead and said, yeah, that's a handball, and then changed his bastard mind, didn't he, once he realised it was inside the area, right. Which I didn't like. I thought once he'd made the decision to call it a handball, which you can say was harsh, but, we've been treated harshly, and we were last weekend, weren't we? Well, not last weekend. The weekend before last, we were treated really harshly at Brentford.
Because I don't think handball, by the way, in Europe. It's not like that's a handball in Europe. That is.
Yeah, you look at some of the soft penalties that are given, like the one given against Dom in Istanbul. That was a soft pen. And
tell me about that. That's another thing. Like, so for instance, this referee gave a foul, for instance, to he gave a foul to VVD for when apparently his hand touched the face or something of Vinny. However, the referee chose not to give a foul when Macca got elbowed. Now that's the difference, man. That's a real difference.
Look, I'd have been disappointed if that was given against us. I won't lie. Because his hand wasn't like outrageously, his arm wasn't outrageously extended, but it was just the fact that he gave it as a handball. And then I was sitting there, like, once we'd all seen the replay several times and seen that it was actually inside the area. But I can see why he went ahead and changed his mind, Look, at the end of the day, it didn't cost us, but it could have.
It could have, and that's the thing. Is I was saying, like, we should have been up 1-0. But the problem I had with the call was this: he made the call. The only reason why it went to VAR was because he had said that the foul, that the handball had been outside of the box. So it wasn't like he was going to VAR to check if it was a handball or not. He was going to VAR to check if the ball had been a handball in the box or outside of the box where he had said it was supposed to be. He'd already drawn the line. And that's why I was just like, isn't that what you're looking for? But when I saw what VAR brought up for him, VAR didn't bring up the angles of, oh, this is where the ball was or this or that. They brought up trying to make him decide if it was a handball or not. And that's why I was just like, come on, dude. Like, VAR, it's not your place to decide or choose. If the referee said it was a handball, it's a handball. That's how I saw it. Now we're just trying to figure out if it's inside the box or outside the box. But VAR now gets involved to say, no, you need to decide if it was a handball or not a handball. It doesn't matter where it was on the pitch. You just got to decide on where it was. And then we can decide on possibly going another 5 minutes of deliberation to find out if that's in the box or not in the box. We got Nolante with us. Big up, Nolante.
Evening, mate.
Yep, we had Nolante. He's with us, but he's not with us. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All good?
Yep. You're good.
Interesting today. Interesting.
Oh, goodness. We're only talking about the pen for right now, at least. We're only talking about that pen. that the no call on the pen, the refuted pen.
I need.
Oh, you need what?
No, I said I'll have to, like I said, because a lot of people in here to big up the chat as well. Big up yourself, Lee. Good to hear you, my friend. Big up, Lee. As always, Scousely in the house, eh? Hey, Scousely, hey,
Scout the house.
hey, Scousely. Big up the chat anyway, because it's not even for you guys in the chat, because you look got sensible people who agree to disagree. It's not even you. And tomorrow, God, I need to find a time. I need to go on Brian's show, man, because there's a lot of people.
No.
And listen, look, listen, and look, and let me be the first to say, if we lose against City on Sunday, this means nothing to me. This means nothing. But so I'm gonna keep context on this.
Going in and out a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna get off in a minute. Sorry if I'm going in and out. You can still hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, apologies. Yeah, again, the usual work travelings, but but I will say this: as much as I said that as context, because the City game's a big one, and we can't lose. Minimum, a draw. Minimum, a draw. Minimum.
Yeah, it's got.
Yeah, we could not lose that because this will be just a waste of time. But apparently, some people said Arne Slot's, he's a joke at Clueless. Clueless, right? No. He's a bald fraud, isn't he? Another bald fraud, isn't he? He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what players it is. He's out of his depth, they said. Get rid of him. Let him go. He's holding us back. Bring back Jurgen Klopp. Bring him. Go on. I want to see the Arnie Slot videos, And, obviously, I'm not going to mention ends because I already, you see my rebuttal on there. Let's start to him. The other idiot, though, the other clueless, don't know where he is. I mean, probably on Brian, probably he's gone on Brian's channel. I mean, the other clueless idiot, but is this what bold frauds do? Beat Madrid? After voodoo, the Warriors fans, bold fraud. Is this what bold frauds do? Do tactical decisions, tactical change? Someone help me out there in the chat because I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Tell a friends. I mean, interesting.
You gotta give Slot credit for when he wins.
Trap Joe, come on, man. Trap. Sorry, man. Sorry. Trap Joe, man. You need to go to bed, brother, because I think you really need to understand. He was clueless for 6 games. Is that what we're doing here? He had five bad games. How many times has Klopp been clueless? You see people like you. There's no point speaking to you because this guy could win every game. You won't be happy. This guy could win 38 games. You won't be happy.
Let's talk about what you would have given these guys for ratings then today, because you want to give props where props are due. Player ratings is what I had next on this list here, and I've got my player ratings down. What would you have given Marmadashvili? What would you have rated Marmadashvili tonight?
Yeah, he was solid. Oh, sorry, let Lee go. I'll let Lee go first.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game. I thought it was his best game, although he wasn't called on loads. What he had to do, he done well. So he was up to scratch for me. Yeah, I was really pleased. Just on the Arnie thing, like as much as I was pleased, obviously for the team, the players, and to get the win, I was really pleased for Arnie because it did shut a few people up. And I understand people were freaking out and that. I mean, I was freaking out myself, but I wasn't calling the man a fraud. Not after winning the league in his first attempt. I thought that was a bit harsh. Yes, he looked a bit. Some of his decisions, his subs were questionable, etc., but it doesn't make the man a fraud and it doesn't make him clueless to lose a few games and maybe get a few substitution decisions wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Clueless.
Yeah.
It's a tough league. Very tough league, isn't it? Like, you're going to win, you're going to lose games sometimes.
it separates the men from the boys. Definitely, it definitely separates the men from the boys. This league, because it's definitely a humbler. But yeah, I get what you're saying, and I wouldn't go as far. I mean, like people are trying to push me into the corner of saying he was clueless.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's clueless at all. I think there's times when he's done some phenomenal tactical decisions. Has it been perfect? No, far from the last 5 games, and that's just being honest. And I definitely appreciate the fact that he got. I appreciate the fact that I can acknowledge if he gets it right, I'm going to give him his props. When he gets it wrong, I'm going to hold him accountable. That's all I'm trying to get across, And there's been times when he's gotten it bad or made some very poor decisions, some head scratchers of decisions. I think we all can agree on that. And then I think the one thing was for me is that it was always either we stick with this ship in the sense of we just, we're going to have to work out slot getting it right, or we were going to have to figure out a solution. And there weren't many coaches out there that were solution providers out there that I thought could be the foreseeable answer for it. Other than the one I did have my own personal choice, but other than the one name that I could think of, there wasn't anyone else that I was going to back. And I said that I would back this coach because not backing this coach means that I'm hoping for us to lose, and I'm never going to do that. So, Marmadash, really, what'd you have? A calm night, clean sheet, job done. What'd you put on him? 6, 7, 8. What do you have for him? Lee, what'd you have for him? 6 or 7, did you say?
Yeah, I think 7 because he didn't have to do loads, but as I said, what he did really well. He looked he looked confident. He looked, you know what I mean. He didn't, he looked like he was not enjoying it because it's all, you don't want to say that sometimes, like the players, they're enjoying themselves, but he looked like he could handle it tonight, being up against all these, top-notch forwards and up against, a great side and a great coach. So I was really pleased with it. Yeah, maybe I'd give him a higher mark if he had to do more. But that was down to the team, obviously in front of him. He protected him really well.
He did.
He did.
He only had one big chance to look at. He only had like 2 shots on goal. I gave him a 6, to be honest with you. But the only reason I gave him a 6 was because he didn't have anything to really take care of. He had one big save to make, and that was that shot, I think, from Vinny. But other than that, there was like nothing he had to worry about that was like calling out his name. Do you want to give your number for Marmar?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something at the end of this once we do the player ratings, but something I see. But yeah, 7.
7, okay. Bradley, what a warrior today. What a warrior. From the first crunching tackle on Vinny to getting him booked, by the way. That's old school Anfield grit, I would call it. I am going to give Bradley a 9. I said it. 9. Okay. 11 out of 10, said Lee. I got you. What would you have given Bradley, Nalante?
What I will say is this. What a difference 90 minutes make. Brady has 2 90 minutes games and he performs well in both of them.
Yeah.
Yes, he hasn't been great, but it doesn't help when you're taking off over 45 minutes. 60. Let the boy play. 9 minutes. Where's Phillips Jr. in his back pocket? Another one who is getting slanted and Bradley, he's clueless. He's not good enough for Liverpool. I mean, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go in. On a few people here, but that's fine. We'll focus on the game. So, because focus on the game. Just do you know who the overrated winger in his back pocket nicely, back to Northern Ireland, in Bradley's pocket. Nice.
No, I know. There is a lot of background noise on your mic. Go ahead. What was the rating you wanted to give him? Oh,
No, I said, sorry, I'm walking on. I just finished work again, so I've just bumped up. So, no, 9 for Bradley.
all right, 9 too. Two deuce nines. All right. How about for you, Lee? You can
Yeah,
give him
give him a big fat 9 myself. Like, it was pretty much flawless. So you wonder why I didn't give him a 10. Yeah, maybe an assist.
I
Give him
guess.
a 10. But yeah, he was pretty much flawless. He started as he meant to go. Like you said, he started well and he just kept a bit between his teeth, didn't he? And to manage to keep a player with the skill of Vinny at bay, the way he did was great.
Yeah.
Great. And hopefully that's a turning point in his season, Bradders, and we see more of this against Shitty on Sunday. Because I'd love a clean sheet there, because we got what? I think we did get one last season. We did, didn't we? We got a clean sheet there, which was amazing. Just to get a win there was great in the league, because we haven't for ages.
It's next to impossible to get a result at the Etihad. They play extremely well at home.
It is, yeah. So we've got a big task on Sunday, but I'm quite optimistic that we can carry on in the same vein as we have done the last 2 games and give it our all to try and shut them out. Because I think I'm right in saying we did shut them out last season, which was to win there was pleasing, but to do it and shut them out at the same time. And what I felt about the away game last season is we did it with a considerable amount of style. We managed to keep them off. We let them have the ball quite a bit last season when we went there, but they didn't hurt us really, did they? Last season,
Yeah,
and yes, it wasn't prime City. We've faced them when they've been in better nick. Confidence wise and form wise. But to go there and the way we managed to keep them out of the game last season, that's what gives me some hope for Sunday that we could maybe do that again. 3 clean sheets in a row would be brilliant. Like Villa, Madrid, and City. Let's have it.
Yeah, absolutely. How about Ibu? He played really well today. He had a couple of sloppy moments. Okay, there were a couple of messed up clearances and the likes, but that ended up giving Madrid a sniff at the goal. But solid overall. I'm gonna give Ibu a 7. I was gonna give him a 6, but I give him a 7. What would you give? What's your rating for Ibu? I'll let Nolante go first. So we can...
Yeah, I think it's okay. Nothing major. I've done what he had to do. A little hiccup with him back in nearly, but yeah, he's fine. But yeah, just a 7.
Ibu for you, Lee. What would you have rated Ibu, Lee? I think Lee's off doing his
Ibu will give Ibu an 8 for tonight.
8? Okay.
Yeah, thought it was a really good performance.
An 8 for Lee. Lee Wiskett gave him a 7. Red Armchair Sports gave him a 7.5. Okay. We're certainly in the groove in the moment. One player that's definitely in the groove right now, and he's feeling it. My captain, your captain out there, by the way, Virgil van Dijk. I gave Virgil, I think Virgil led like a true captain today. Nearly scored today as well. I thought that was a really, really good save by Courtois again. I get that he headed it right at him, but that's still you got to have he was fortunate that he had his hands already up to be able to block that shot. The simplicity of it is that effort by VVD was very similar to the effort by Mac Allister. It's just that Mac Allister's effort, Courtois' hands were further at bay. They were further down. than ready to block. Otherwise, BVD would have had a goal himself. All right, Dakota. Big up. Always a blessing to have my Capri Sun sister in the house. Always a blessing. Big up, Dakota. Hope that you stay well and hope to see you soon, as always.
Bye.
How about but I gave VVD an 8. What was your rating for VVD? I don't think you guys got.
Yeah, I would give him an 8 too. I think the key to us today being so good defensively was the midfield. The midfield looked like it did last season, didn't it? It looked strong, and it was giving the defenders a chance, to get that clean sheet and to keep them at bay. But it was a great performance from everyone in the back four. All four of them were good. All five of them, sorry, including the goalkeeper. Everyone was good. So I'll give Virgil an 8, yeah. Okay.
For a little bit, it's just you and me, so we'll just rock through. Let's move into the midfield, like you just said. Good segue. Let's see.
Robbo, though, have we?
I'm trying to think who should go first for. Because it's tough.
We haven't done Robbo, though, have we?
We're gonna go with.
Okay.
We'll go first with that. Go Gravenberg this time for first on the list. Gravenberg quietly had an excellent game, I think, today. He kept Liverpool ticking. He is certainly one of the more overlooked imperative players on our pitch or on our squad. Like, our team moves differently when Gravenberg is in it. And for all those trying to find a replacement for him, moving him out of the team, because, like, you got to recognize there's only so many spots. He's not going to play in that front line. He's not going to play. Nobody really wants to see him as a center half. So he's not going to play on that back line. And that means that it's going to have to be a part of that midfield. And right now we have 3 midfielders. Damis Basalai is definitely undroppable at the moment. There's an effort to make the 116 million pound man that we just bought inverts an effort to move him in to one way or another. Mac Allister is trying to find that world-class form that he had last year to reestablish. So you got to figure out, where do you place him? And that is simply with the midfield. So it's a good question. I gave Gravenberg a 7 for today. I gave him a 7. I thought he was solid, but what would you have given him, Lee?
No, I thought he was really good in the covering position in the 6. He didn't get forward as much as he has in some of the games, which you would expect and would have hoped anyway going into this, because we weren't in the best of form. So it looked like he was more under instruction to, stay a bit deeper tonight. And he pulls it off well. Like you said, whenever we play well, he's one of the players who are right at the heart of it. I mean, it's a team game, there's 11 players, but he is very, very important. It's the combination between him and Mac is very important for us, I feel. Yeah. Especially for the rest of this season, because we haven't got that many others to choose from. Absolutely. But I thought it was really good covering performance. Like I was saying, the midfield performed really well today in giving the defence that cover. Ditto with the attackers. Everyone played their part in a good defensive performance for us. I'll give them a 7.5.
Okay. Malante.
Indeed, gravy. Gravy, baby. But no, you done PVD and Robbo, did you?
Yes. You can
okay, I'll just quickly
give Grav's rating, then you can say what you would give Robbo.
Okay, cool. So Grav, like Lee said, solid, much deeper. The intelligence of the player. Everyone talks about Rasa Casado, but Gravy could do things. They can't both, but there you go. 7.5. And for VBD, our captain, Liverpool captain, who was criticised. Our captain, you don't do this. And then Quasi Bolt, Quasi,
Where he at?
Quasi, my Ghanaian brother. Hey, Quasi, you have some apologies. So our captain, VBD 8, and Robbo, again, people telling me this guy should have been sold in the summer.
Oh,
He's gone.
oh.
He should be sold. I said, keep him. And look, he gets an 8 from me as well.
Oh, you know what? We didn't do Robbo. We didn't.
Oh,
we didn't-
Robbo. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So your grade on Robbo is an 8. Good. Cool.
Yeah.
Because I gave Robbo an 8 today too. I think that you saw someone again calm, composed. I've been saying it time and time and time and time again. This coach just needs to figure out how to implement Kirkez into the lineup, not force him into the lineup. And Robbo, we've been told that he's washed. We've been told that he's done. He's been told that he's not. He needs to give it up and everything else and blah 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 blah. Steve Nickel, hey, where you at? I want to hear what you got to say about Robbo today. I can't say enough about Robbo. I love the fact that he's bringing some real composure and some real calm to our back line, and he's dependable and he's tireless, by the way. So big up to him. Really, really good tackle, by the way, on Guler. I was happy to see he didn't get a card. Sometimes, those kind of calls do. Sometimes it depends on who's the player it's being conducted on. But yes, I gave him an 8. What would you have given Robbo? Lee, is it your turn? What would you
definitely Robbo an 8. Yeah, an 8 for Robbo. I was really pleased with him tonight. I was glad he started. I thought it was the only rational, sane decision to start him tonight, and it paid off. I thought he was, really good defensively. Didn't let it. I know it was a bit different, the right hand side compared to the left for them, but he did everything pretty much flawlessly.
I think he has to start, by the way, for the City game.
Yeah, I would like him to. I'm not having that he can't play a few games in a week. Yes, he might not be able to do that every week for the whole season anymore, but I don't think there's any doubt, well, no doubt in my mind that he can play like 3 games a week, like still in his age.
Like a 4 or 5 night rest now to get back into fitness for the Sunday matchup.
Defo looked like the older version of Robbo, the Robbo that we're used to, being nice and solid, nice and tight. He didn't get forward too, as much as maybe he might have in the past, but that wasn't required really. Tonight, what was required was to try and shut them out, and that way we could win the game by 1 goal, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT.
The goat. The goat. Oh man.
All right. Let's bring it to Mac Allister. Let's take Mac Allister out of our midfield. We went to Gravenberg. Mac Allister. I thought Mac Allister had a solid game. I would have given him a 7, obviously, but I gave him an 8 because he had the match winners, plain and simple. I think that's enough said when it comes to Macca. I was happy to see this. I personally, I know some people don't like to go too in depth with the football romanticism of the game and all that, but realistically, there are little things that you can sometimes hope to see. It kind of writes as a journalist, it makes you, it's the kind of stuff that you want to have happen because it makes writing that article that much easier, when the poetry is written for you in the sense of by the actions on the pitch. Mac Allister has been rumored to be a target by Real Madrid. He's been rumored that he's that could be his next destination beyond Liverpool. I was screaming for him to celebrate. Basically, Lee like I said, I watched the game with Lee, so Lee can attest to that. I was absolutely wanting him to celebrate because people remember that. Like if he celebrates and he was tapping the badge and he's like going crazy. Real Madrid fans will remember that. Just like vice versa. If a player that formerly played against us becomes a Liverpool player and they scored against us, I will remember how they responded. It's the reason why, like, I don't have any interest of bringing Gordon in ever to this team because of the way that he rejoices in trying to bring us pain and sorrow. Fun that. I know that's his job. I get that. That doesn't mean I got to like him. So, thus the reason why I was hoping Mac Allister would do something on that level. But anyway, 8 for Mac Allister from me. What do you guys got Mac Allister at?
Yeah, definitely an 8. It looked more like the Mac we know and love. I was a bit annoyed that people were writing him off a bit. No, when I say writing him off, there were people saying, yeah, it doesn't deserve to start, but you can only improve your form by playing. And It looked more like the Mac we know and love. It's like I said, it's that pivot of him and Ryan together when they're both on form gives us a much better shield. Yeah. And when Dom drops in there as well, that just made it extra hard for them, didn't it, to play through us? Yeah, I thought it was an excellent performance, and I did love the celebration as well. Like Lewis could say, and I love that Hugo was closest on the scene. You could see Hugo got a real kick out of beating Madrid tonight, and why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? Yeah, why wouldn't
he? I was really made up with that. I thought it was a good performance from Mac. I thought he looked like the Mac that we know and love, the Mac that we need going forward. For the rest of the season. And I haven't, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. If they do actually want him and that transpires next summer, then, as I say, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, he's our player, and he's a very important player for us to function properly and to give them the defence, that shield. Because that's where we've looked so piss poor this season. We've never looked like keeping clean sheets this season, whereas tonight we made them work really hard to create anything.
Yeah, anything. For them to create anything. And I mean, they had to work. And we're not talking about like a workhorse team in the sense of, they're just, they're the ones that grind out opportunities, or they're set piece merchants or something along those lines. We're talking about some creative talents. Guler, Mbappe, Vinny. There were some very, very talented players on that pitch. And we ended up holding them at bay. What's your rating for Mac Allister?
I thought Mac is kind of back to his old self a little bit tonight. I think it's his best game of the season.
Yeah.
By far. Still got to do, but I agree with you. The goal helps. So an 8. Lucky. I mean, you should be thanking Slot, to be honest. Because really, he's giving some of these players, and they're paying a little bit, but they need more. But best game so far, 8.
Okay. Now this guy. This guy is someone that I would say to all the Karens out there.
Respect the drip, Karen.
Because Dominic Szoboszlai was on point today, as he has been all season. This guy went from, I get it, the Hungarian Gerrard, to whoa, pump your brakes. This guy's overrated. I remember Cass saying some disgusting, ridiculous comments about this guy. He's a Red Devil, so, Red Devil supporter, so you expect that. But, You saw some of the comments done by our fellow Red Monts on this guy. You saw some of the comments.
There you go, Toff. Name them. I like that. You're talking my language.
I am
Naming.
there are some that I want to name. These are content creators. Even in the chat, that's a different story, but like content creators, yeah. Geez, there are those people out there that really, really have done a complete 180 when it comes to this man being. I mean, they're saying it out loud now on broadcast. Lee, back me up on this. On the broadcast, he got interviewed by Jamie today. In the interview, Jamie approached him saying, "You're the best player on this team right now." That's awkward, but still, knowing what players are on the team, and you want to be humble, and it's not like he was like, "Oh yeah, I know it," But I mean, like, he's kind of just saying, "Thank you. Thank you. Finally, someone's recognizing the fact that I'm putting in work." Like, yeah, I get that. There's been, really a lot of misunderstanding of his role on this team and what he brings and what he does and how he opens up the game for other players on the pitch. How he is relentless with the amount of energy and the amount of pace and the amount of effort that he brings onto the pitch. That is enormously big and enormously important. He is our standout creator tonight. Like, as in, his efforts on net were some really, really. He should have had a goal. He should have had maybe 2 goals.
Yeah. He would have got a 10.
Because he got the free kick on goal. He needed to go more corner than he went for what he did. And then he also should have had an absolute, how he got in front of that, I have no idea. But Courtois ended up blocking his shot and getting that save. Courageous on the ball, relentless off of it. I'm going to give Dominic an 8.5. What would you have given him? I know I'm being humble. I'm not trying to go too over the top,
That's over the top. You should be pushing that more.
I know.
Yeah, I'd give him a big fat 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many outstanding performances tonight, but he's been great so far this season, and I liked the interview. The character was sound. The stuff from Thierry and Mika was good as well, because they were all singing his praises of how well he's doing for us. Bale as well. Bale's there, wasn't he? And he was saying, how well he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sort of evolved a bit, hasn't he? He's doing a bit more defensive work than maybe he was doing last season, which he was doing plenty last season. Let's not get that wrong. But he is evolving as a player and as a midfielder for us, and it's great to see, isn't it?
It is.
Because people having their doubts about him last season felt he was on and off his form last season. But yeah, I thought he was excellent. I thought he was really, really good tonight. He filled a lot of holes, filled a lot of gaps, didn't he? With his energy, getting back at players when they tried to break on us, he just wouldn't let them do it. And yeah, I was made up with his performance tonight. I thought he was excellent, absolutely excellent tonight.
Yeah, I guess maybe, is it more Courtois just being that level of excellent?
Yeah, I felt to beat him with the free kick tonight, he would have literally had to put it on a postage stamp. He would have had to get it sort of like
Declan Rice.
Yeah, it was had to have been absolutely put on a postage stamp to beat Courtois tonight with a free kick. And that save from him, that first save that Courtois made with his thigh, that was some save. That, to get his leg up to block it.
Yep.
Because for a bit, there was shades of Paris, wasn't he? We were thinking, is he going to keep us out all night here? But thankfully, he wasn't able to with the Mac Allister, and he was so close in, he got so much power on. There was nothing Courtois could do, even on a night like tonight when he was outstanding. So
Okay.
yeah, I thought Dom did excellent. Did really, really good. Only thwarted by a great performance from Courtois, who we know from a recent history is a really good goalkeeper. And that's all that stopped him scoring tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
And his name is John.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not gonna drop that one. I'm gonna drop that one. And his name is Dominic Sabasalai. How about that? I'll
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah. We'll change that. Yeah.
it. There's music at the end of that. I probably will get in trouble if I play too much of it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Don Sabasalai gets a 9. All right. I'm willing to bump it up to a 9. Then Florian Wirtz tonight. Wow, elegant play. I thought it was very, very good looking play from him. Looked like he is born to play in Europe. Let me repeat that. Europe is going to be Florian Wirtz's stage of showing you what Florian can do. I know we need to see it in the Premier League too. I'm not disputing that at all. And I think, you know what? Unfortunately, he could have had a goal tonight, to be honest with you. He could have had a goal tonight. Mohamed Salah took that shot. When Mohamed Salah took that shot and it got blocked, he had a man and a goalkeeper in front of him, and he still took the shot. If he squares it, I don't know what it is about having the peripheral, seeing Florian Wirtz in his peripheral and not really carrying the pass. But if he passes that, I think Florian puts it into the back of the net. All the same, I'm going to give Florian a 7. I'll give Florian a 7 tonight. What'd you give Florian Nolante?
I thought today was his best game for Liverpool since he's been at the club. He had moments. He's had moments in games. Half an hour here, 45 minutes. Arsenal second half. He hasn't had that 90-minute performance, but I thought he's really good. He just nearly got an assist. Twice, but I thought his movement, his forward thinking. I thought that's the throw we need to see.
Mm-hmm.
And he's clear and by far his best away performance of this season. But yeah, I agree. He has to put that in the Prem because I'm getting tired of these 009s, 0010s. If he doesn't get a goal or assist, that needs to be shut down. But yeah, man, his best performance, full performance. I know he came off with 2 minutes, but yeah, going
five key
yeah, yeah.
passes. He was
His best performance, like naturally near to the end, and that is what he needs to do, and that what we have to see further forward. But yeah, I'll give him an 8.
Okay. 4 out of 8 for his ground goals, which is actually pretty good, considering that most people don't think he can play defense. 86% was 31 out of 36 for his passing. 10 for his passes in his own half. 20 out of 26 for the opposition's half. 2 out of 2 for successful dribbles. 47 touches. Only 1 unsuccessful touch today. Lost the ball 9 times. What was your rating for Florian Wirtz, Lee?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to give him an 8 on tonight's performance. Thought he was excellent. As Alante said, it was probably his best game for us. He managed to use the ball well when he got it. It was, created danger. Every time he got it, obviously it was danger for them. And that created space for others. Yeah, I'll give him an 8. Yeah, thought he's well deserving of an 8. And hopefully there's more of that to come on Sunday against City.
Big up, KJ. Big up. Rocking, nice. I like it. Rocking the numbers.
The boy, then.
Big up. I like it. Ekitike was, I think, very much trying to make this game a real statement game for him today. Worked like an absolute dog out there, and he was putting in work. Smart movement, real maturity that you saw on the pitch from him. I thought we were going to get a goal out of him today. Very close to doing so. A couple of times, actually, more than once. But what would you have given Ekitike? I gave him a 7 today. What would you have given Ekitike? Lee?
I feel mean giving him anything less than an 8. I'm going to give him an 8. Hugo. I was really pleased with him tonight. We couldn't get him in the game maybe as much as we wanted to at times, but that wasn't necessary to win the game. We did enough to win the game anyway, and I thought he was good. I thought he was good. Played well, deserving of an 8 for me. Because it's a thankless task sometimes being the lone man up front, like in a 4-3-3. When you're playing against a team as talented as Real Madrid, I thought he stuck to his task well. And I'm going to give him an 8, yeah.
Okay. What's your rating on final starter of the day, Mr. Hugo?
I would say, I think a 7's fair. He worked his off. He didn't really have much in terms of the chances. Maybe there's one he could have done better with, but yeah, he worked his socks off. If he got more clinical in the box, then yeah, but he done his job for the team. He really did. He linked up play. He's a great link up player. And again, he's still young, so he improve with his finishing and being ice cold, penny box. But yeah, he done well. So yeah, I say yes, 7 for me.
Okay. All right. Quickly, I'm not going to go into too much description about the players off the bench because the players off the bench got in relatively late. I'm not going to give Chiesa or Kirk a rating because they got in. Let me see. They got in at the
12.
88th minute. Yeah.
12. We're forgetting someone.
Oh, how can I forget Mr. Mohamed Salah?
Ah.
How can I forget Mr. Mohamed Salah? Wow. Looked more like himself today, full of intent. I just spoke about how he should have passed it to Florian Wirtz. I guess I just thought about that. I already mentioned his rating when I said that. But I gave Salah a 7 today. I gave 7 for Mr. Salah. What would you have given Salah? Nolante?
I think KJ said more like as you that last game. I think maybe, and again we don't know. Maybe he was, the Brentford game he was poor, but he got the goal at the end, which was a great finish. So maybe that's the kick up, and that was obviously his Aston Villa game was one of his best game of the season. He's more like I said again today. He troubled Real Madrid. He troubled. Hold on. Who was on someone in the chat? Remind me again. I've gone blank. Who was on the left side again of defense for Madrid?
Oh, it was
Because Valverde was right back. I forgot. I don't know why I forgot.
Carreras.
That's the one. Yeah, the Benfica. So Carreras. Yes. Yeah. And thanks. Big up the chat. Thanks again. Yeah, I thought he gave him fits and starts. He was giving him trouble. He just was a little bit selfish at times, Mo. But I guess he just desperately wanted to score the goal. He don't like Real Madrid. He can't stand them. He will never say it. He don't like it. But yeah, man. I mean, again, you got, as much as we criticize Slot, he's better be thanking Slot, well, because really he should have been dropped. But he's come back, and managers live and die by decisions. But yeah, man, I'll say 7.5, a little bit more than Hugo, but yeah, 7.5, man.
Yeah, no. Manager dropped in Cody for Hugo and brought in Jones for Mac Allister in the 79th minute. Even that is a tight call to do for bringing in players, but I thought he was going to sub Chiesa in from Salah actually, but he didn't. What would you have given Salah, Lee? And then we're gonna knock out. I don't know if we'll give Jones and Cody a ranking, but
I'd give more 7.5. I love the way he sent Carreras the wrong way towards the end to create that bit of an opportunity. Well, it was a good opportunity for Gakpo, wasn't it? and then come in and as a go at it himself. I didn't mind that he went for that himself. He tried to finish that himself. Yeah, it was a bit more like the normal service.
The normalcy.
Yeah, he looked more like himself tonight, as did many of the players. So yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
Anyway, I was glad to see that he was actually trying to take players on, trying to get into the box with his dribbling. That was really commendable. Real quick, just a number. I'll give you both my ratings. I gave a 7 to Jones. I gave a 6 to Cody. What you giving to those players? You can give an NA if you think they didn't have enough.
6. 6 is for me. Yeah.
6 is for you. Okay. How about for you, Lee?
Yeah, I'll give them 6s as well.
6s. Okay.
Jones and Cody. Yeah.
It's been like let me say this as we come up on our own 90th minute. The term, I'm trying to think of what the term is, but that turn the corner has been put out there, that let's get right type situation, or I just think it's let's just get our footing back. Let's just see the old Liverpool, meaning like the old what we expect to see from this team emerge. Finally, I agree with what KJ has to say. Finally, this team, it's been good. Let me bring up his statement he said here. He said, the reverted system's looking good. Still not convinced, but it's another step in the right direction. And I think that's spot on. I mean,
agreed.
Do I think that we look invincible with this lineup and with the progression of play and everything else, and is it sustainable? I don't necessarily feel immensely confident enough to say yes to that. However, I do feel the fact that it is a step in the right direction in getting these players confidence. I saw fight in these players. I saw determination in these players. That's what I want to see. If you're going to struggle to win or struggle to get form or struggle to find, the fluidity that we need on the team, I definitely want to see you still work hard. I want to see you put in the effort to make things happen. And that's what we did today against a team that is honestly one of the best teams in the world. And when a team finally clicks and resets, this is what you might actually see is a team that wants to go and say, let's go from here, because that's what we can do. We can forget about the 5 losses. We can forget about or we can forget about being knocked out of the League Cup. We can forget about that's all in the past. We've beaten our biggest European nemesis twice now in 2 seasons. The scars from the past hopefully are starting to heal a bit, not immensely to the point where it would have helped to have beaten them in the finals that we had those opportunities to do. But if Arne Slot's Liverpool can carry this energy into Manchester City, we might just be witnessing the rebirth of a contender. And that's all we've been asking for, is just come out and show us that you want to do this. Show us that you want this as much as we do as well. And I think we finally got that. Lee, is there anything you wanted to say? Is there anything you wanted to get off your chest for this game before we wrap up, since we're at the 90th minute?
Just that they're a really good team and they were in really good form as well, weren't they? Real Madrid, I think they won 10 out of 11 games or some shit like that in the league, or overall anyway. 10 out of 11 games, I think they won. So we were facing them they were in good form. They were probably in better form than what they were last season when they came here. So it's you've got to take all that into consideration. Just what a good result tonight was, and the fact that we were able to limit them to so few, real chances on Mama's goal was really encouraging with the City game in mind.
Yeah, agree. Nolante, anything you want to get off your chest? Your final thoughts?
Lee said, yeah.
Let me just interject. Definitely be
What's
nice.
that?
Keep the
All
energy.
right, okay. I'll be nice.
Yeah,
I'll be nice. Fine.
let's keep it nice.
I'll be nice.
No
No problem.
vibrations. You know,
No problem, 12. All right, no problem.
we're gonna have the trolls pop up. I'm sure. There's gonna be bumps in the road. I'm sure as well. So they'll have their moments to try to bring their nonsense to the fold. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I'll keep it PG. Respectfully.
I know because
Just
I
a
know you want
touch.
to put Eddie Murphy Raw on here. That's why I'm trying to like make
No, okay, no problem. I'll be respectfully. I'll be respectfully. You know what I mean?
right.
The for the I don't want to upset the slot out content creators who are crying in their sleep. Liverpool winning tonight. I
Yeah.
don't want them to cry. So, yeah, no problem. But look, it was. It's good. I wasn't really focused on this game. If I'm honest, I'm more thinking about City. I'm more thinking back pick up of the league because Arsenal are on fire at the moment. I mean, it happens. They're doing bits, unfortunately. I mean, there's still enough time, but we have to claw back. But and Madrid, like they said, the form team won 49 out of 15. I think they're is it 4 points clear at the top of the Liga? They beat Barcelona last weekend in the El Clasico, and Mbappe is on fire. So listen, man, if you can't get up for these games, what can you get up? So the win has happened, and I wasn't sure about tonight, if I'm honest, and this will only boost the confidence and fill the way for this team to hopefully get back. But again, and I reiterate, as much as like I said, and we keep it balanced, but some people don't hear. We don't say, "Oh, Slot's the Messiah." No, he's been criticised. I've criticised him. You criticise him. We're not going to sit here and yeah, we lose 5, 6 games and be happy about it. Of course not. Of course not. But what I will say is this: if we don't beat City, then this game is for nothing. If we lose against City, this game is for nothing for me.
Mm.
And this, and
I think
that's,
I
and
know I know your sentiment behind what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like
It's just,
the
yeah,
momentum, everything that we built up would have been for naught, considering that
yeah.
not
We
it's
both
second,
don't know.
it's
Yeah,
second place versus third place in the league. Well,
yeah. Like I said, and as much as Slot has made some tactical errors in terms of giving certain players that haven't should have been dropped, and we all know. Let's keep it 100. Should have been dropped, but got to give him credit. He's whatever he is. He's had faith in certain players, and wouldn't say completely repaid, but they're getting some back of form.
Mhm.
And and it's been bad, but there's one thing that's never come out regarding all this. Even through there's no reports, nothing's come out saying he's lost the dressing room. That's key.
That is huge. Yeah, absolutely.
That is, because usually everyone's saying, "Oh, this player said that." There's been no radio silence in the dressing room, and that shows the sign of the manager. You know,
Yeah.
regardless of whether we disagree, he's not doing things right. Yeah,
Leadership group too in there. It
you know,
shows the signs of
yeah,
his leadership group keeping things at bay and keeping things, tightly. Because I mean, a lot of
yeah.
times the players police themselves. So
Yeah, that's the thing. And one thing that, there's a lot of, everyone jumped on the, 80-minute Crystal Palace kind of Cup, people leaving the seats, which, I mean, I would too. Fed up frustration. There wasn't no slot out chance. And reverse it back to the Villa game, 0-0,
yeah,
after Jota, they were encouraging the team, they were praising slot. So,
yeah.
it shows the Liverpool fan, the people that at the grounds, they're
It's
frustrated. Of course, they
different.
haven't lost.
Different.
Yeah, different. Yeah, they haven't lost faith, and yeah, man, it's good, man. And like I said, I mean, there's two teams I can't stand. It's United and Madrid, and then Maastrichters can go to Madrid and cry me a river. Sabi, go cry me a river, mate. You stay over at that side. Slot has done your number again. Real Madrid, Arne Slot, the bald-headed so-called fraud, has done your number again. How you feeling? Valverde finishes junior. Conor Bradley says, "Hello, my hearties." You're in my back pocket once again. Mbappe, the best defender in history. VVD, look, hook and sinker. I'll argue with anyone. The greatest centre back in Premier League history. VVD had you on lock. Valverde, where were you bridging? You get me? Words was doing the little merry dance. Cadavinga, Tuchemeni, yo, the real ballers, Graf doing it. Mac Allister, woke up and remember, I'm a World Cup winner. I'm a
Yeah,
Premier League winners medal. Let's wake up, smell the coffee. And Dominic Szoboszlai, again, my man in that. Fair play to Dom, man. He's killing it. You
yeah,
can't not. He's killing it in attack and defense, and he's showing why he spent the money. And he's
yeah,
he's raising up a level. And yeah, man, like I said, long may it continue. So for the Isaacs watching at home, obviously Kaiser Isak has to really, obviously he needs to get fit and he needs to say, you know what, next time I'm in the opportunity, I need to take my chance to show wow, I was 125 million spent. But yeah, man, good win. But we have to keep the momentum going. That's it
yeah,
really. But
yeah. I get your point. I get your point. What
yeah,
you're saying about the this win could be minimalized, if not marginalized,
mm,
by by a loss against City. But I also, at the same time, look at it as the Villa game, winning the Villa game, and then utilizing this as momentum to go to maybe springboard into the City game. That was the biggest thing for this game. This game, to me, winning this game was important. And if we were to unfortunately lose the City game, would that be horrible? Absolutely. Would it be something that that we can fight back from? Possibly not. Who knows? If both City would then have gained another 3 points on us, possible Arsenal could have gained another 3 points on us. It will be a very difficult hole to crawl out of. But what I can say is that I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it as this win makes our trip, our away games that we have some very difficult opponents on our away list, being Marseille on the road, and also being I think Inter. I think is where we go for our other on the road. Go to Italy
mhm,
for our away
mhm.
games. The next Champions League break. That's going to be very difficult to pick up 3 points in those games. To pick up 6 points technically. So for me, I'm looking at it as this game, winning this game takes a little bit of pressure off of us on those next couple of games that we have away on the road. And it makes it, I'm looking at it as I want to see us, I already have us pick winning the Champions League.
Okay, okay.
So I don't know if, I don't know if we'll, I don't know if we can retain the title or not, but I definitely had us. I think that I've already put out that I think Florian Wirtz is going to be a difference maker in us winning the Champions League. So for
Okay.
me, this was a very big match, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping that it can be anything but just momentum, or anything but just momentum for this team. It could be maybe something of a marker for this team to move forward on.
Mhm.
But that's just my take.
No.
And let me say this to Mbappe and to Vinny and even to Trent. I would say, there was a lot that happened today. It's a lot that maybe you were wanting to see today, but the only thing I saw today was
Need some milk.
okay.
That's a look next time, guys.
Need some milk.
He needs some milk. That's what Trent looked like today. So it is what it is.
Poor
Big
Trent.
up, big up, big up. All right, so let's just rock and roll. Let's bring this episode close. Great number of people in today. It's always great when we win, when it is good when we win or when we lose. One of the way when we like great in the sense of at least when we lose, we can all rally with each other. We can hopefully, uplift each other's spirits and try to get to a place that we can like get through the week and get to that next game. But it's even better when we win. Obviously, everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to be nice. Everybody wants to be exuberant. Those things are fantastic. So I'm glad to see everyone is in good spirits. I'm glad to see that we are all consolidated on understanding that, hey, we've got some real ballers on this team that are finally waking up. And hopefully they can next Sunday, they can go to the Etihad and say to Pep,
This is Sparta!
Hopefully. I'm hoping. We can all hope, right? We can all hope. That's basically what we can hope for. So until then. All right, people. We will have a show tomorrow. We don't have to do a review because we did or do the ratings. We did all that today. But I do have a show lined up for us tomorrow, so we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we can have the same number of people out that showed up today to show up tomorrow. Bring a friend so we can just keep doubling and tripling and quadrupling these numbers, and
That's
really
right.
getting it rocking and rolling, so that we can kind of force ourselves onto the same platforms and the same playing fields as some of these other big channels out there, so that we can represent our club to the fullest with love and respect for each other, and especially for the badge. So I would say big up to everyone that joined us today. Big up to our squad, up the Reds each and every time. And we will see you mañana. Take care, guys.